Yeah, we could talk before we even start.
It's starting. We're just taking a panoramic of the street. You can talk.
Okay, this is the front of our house. Just a quick run through on our property for memory's sake. I don't know if my voice picks up. But did you get a picture of the rainbow gum? Grown less than 10 years that tree's been there, and it's been cut back a couple times because of the power lines. We have a manila palm and foxtail palm is really nice. This is just a bunch of tea plants Sean planted under a guava tree we once had. The guava tree's coming back now too, so everything just grows so fast here. A lot of things that we have in our gardens are just house plants. I just like that monstera plant behind everything there. And what's that called? That's going up the ohia plant.
Bromeliad.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just one tiny plant before. Too bad this isn't blooming. This is just would be a Prince Cohil vine. That would be all magenta colored flowers.
Yep.
There are a few. This was a tiny plant we stuck in here on the other gate, and it's got really pretty passion flowers, and we have a couple wonderful virea type rhododendrons here. Almost every tree in our yard has orchids that we stuck in, like this little yellow dancing lady and the poor Kenny tree. I saw a flower in one little flower there is bloomed. We've just got over 100 palms. I couldn't remember them all off the top of my head, but that's a zacate palm from the Ryukyu Islands, the only place they grow in the world. They look a little like a cross between royal palm and a coconut, I suppose. We have a gardenia tree growing in the front yard that's not tiny anymore, and a vestiaria, an Erica vestiaria, that's with a reddish trunk there. And I think this is a palm we won at the Palm Society. That was a little sprout.
Metroxylon.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. If it makes it through the lava flow, I don't know. And here's a bottle tree. I think it's from, let's see, what island? We have labels that have survived. I have Forbill agonicalis from the Mascarene Islands off the coast of Africa. Here's just a little planting of a red sugar cane. We stuck that in. Hula girl hibiscus. This grassy looking plant here is from Australia. And along the side we have a little plant that we stuck with. Here's a very ancient form of pineapple growing next to the type we cultivate nowadays with the smooth cayenne leaves. That one particular one's a Maui white. The pineapple is completely edible, the fruit and the core as well. This is one of my favorite kinds of tea plants, Lily Noi, which means a misty rain in Hawaiian, and really nice, kind of a what did they call it? Cimarron?
What is this palm here?
Oh, that Oh, that's a little rare. That's a spicatus, Calypto calyx spicatus from the Moluccas Islands. And here's a form of clinostigma from upland slopes of Samoa. That one's a Saviensis. We have these Michelia figo, very fragrant. What's the fragrance of those? Kind of
Like a banana liqueur.
yeah, banana liqueur. And here's a baby foxtail. And another little rare palm here.
St.
Lucia.
It's the Dipsa St. Lucia.
Yeah, from Madagascar. Of course,
Got knocked over.
mock oranges that smell very nice.
And then this giant, a purple crown shaft king palm.
From Australia. Can tolerate cooler weather. And a bunya tree.
And this Jaboticaba here next to it that's never fruited, unfortunately.
Not yet, not yet.
I wish it would.
Take a picture of your arbor. Sean put up 2 arbors in our lawn, and this one is supporting, in the summertime it blooms anyway, or more. We're going to run out of time on that camera.
Oh no, plenty of time.
Here's the bigger arbor he built that the passion flower vines are growing over. There's 2 mingled together. An edible passion fruit is now setting fruit. That it's actually planted way on the other side of the fence, but it's grown into the red flowering one. This usually has very nice gardenia. Here's a little gem dwarf magnolia, which would probably grow well in places like Oregon.
And this Pichardia here is doing very well.
Yeah, Becariana. That's the only native one to this side of our island. It grows really, really big. And we grew this from a seed. It doesn't look too nice now, but this is a form of royal palm from Guantanamo Bay area. And we have 2 forms of this palm. One has a watermelon crown shaft, we might see in the back. That's from probably New Caledonia, someplace like that. There's a flowering tree that just started to flower, but from New Zealand. And behind it you see a green-red banana tree, which is carrying some fruit again. Tree we grew from the seed, which will become much larger, is this gigas, Karyota gigas, from the uplands of areas of Thailand. And there's a new frond there, looks very, very nice. And this pandanus is, I think, called Fat Boy because the leaves are so fat. Don't know where we got it, but it's not native to here. We stick in pineapple plants whenever we have extra tops from pineapples, and they'll grow into other fruiting plants. I like sundrop bushes a lot. They're bright, goes well with the blue plumbago there. There's an old mango tree we've chopped back to make room for other things, but we've planted another mango that could eventually have nice mangoes.
Tiliaceous How, only one left.
Yeah, in our yard, yeah. We brought seeds through Arizona to the islands here. That's from some islands in Japan also. Here's a soursop tree. What's left of a really nice breadfruit tree we once had is the storm blew over, tropical storm Isel. And you can see here's more orchid plants we put up. Sean put up a feeder for the cardinals, and there's all kinds of trees growing on it. Pad plant and jade vine. Over this way we have a few types of fern trees growing. Panama hat plant.
Hold on, let me get some of this.
And it showed the weed trees growing up on the hill there, and a picture of the palm that was knocked over by the storm. Saved our house from a tree crashing down during the storm. Way back there.
A lot of trees to get in.
The damage. Get the cardboard zinnia there. Seagrass and
the Johannes Tasmania alterfrons doing very well. The Caridox elegans doing very well. And of course the hill full of weed trees. And the various tree ferns. And some of the various palms.
The ribbon palm over here, the Livistona decipiens.
The remnants of the tree that fell over. What's left of the rotten trunk. Hitting the champagne palm as it came down. Poor champagne palm. In its wake we planted a hapu'u tree fern. And here's the other tree ferns. And our neighbor's coconut palm. And some more tree ferns in our yard. And our Eugenia's tree that still hasn't fruited. Eugenia, sorry. Banana trees here, finally flowering, fruiting. And a green enola. Cool little bugger.
Be sure to get this really rare one here.
Licoala grandis.
Get the Bismarckia over here behind you. You had a good angle for right here to your left, Bismarckia, the blue.
Yep. Beautiful Bismarckia nobilis.
Ruby Princess hurricane palm.
Having survived a hurricane.
Yeah, don't know if that's a good angle for the ribbon palm here. Yeah,
More tree
the
ferns.
little macadamia tree a neighbor kid gave us as a little. This one's about due to have fruit too, a macadamia tree. And the blue marble tree is just beautiful from northern Australia. Just before the leaves fall, they turn a bright red as if they were hit by some kind of frost, but we have no frost here. I was going to throw this pandanus away, but it's sprouted in the corner of the yard. A variegated pandanus from New Britain Island. Cascade palm from South America. Gypsus prestoniana that was discovered by a fellow named Preston who ran McDonald's restaurants in England. He put up some money, so they named the palm after.
We get the ribbon palm here. Beautiful ribbon palm.
Get the taller, thinner Samoensis in there.
Not yet. Plenostygma samoense right there. Next to the Ficus lutea. Ficus lyrata, sorry.
Show this baby. That's a
Yeah, I got it.
house plant in most places. Grows to trees here. Fiddly fig.
Fiddly fig, yes.
And I love this baby, a dwarf Samoan coconut.
And of course the sand cherry.
We once had this palm in Arizona. Now it's known as Butea odorata from southern Brazil. Really nice. And here's a slow-growing, wonderful palm.
Hold on, let me get this corner over here. There's a lot to get in this yard.
Oh yeah. Clove tree, Barincana, royal palm.
Yep, that royal palm is beautiful.
Everything's covered in moss. And things here in the bright red hibiscus there. There's a pretty virea that popped up blooming. Most of the things growing on the back fence are weeds, but they look nice too. Here's a really rare one from the Marquesas Islands, Pelagodoxa henriana. Those are very hard to come by and very hard to sprout too. This one's probably worth, that little guy's probably worth over 150 bucks. What's that guy?
Easily.
Yeah. He's a sun shower hibiscus. Sometimes we get rain here that rains and we don't see clouds overhead. You can photograph the neighbor's African tulip tree up there. They just get too big. We only have so much room on the property, so we just enjoy the neighbor's tree. I didn't think this one would grow here. Tentiopsis oliviformis from central New Caledonia, but this is one of the most beautiful palms in the world. When it was, Sean ordered this online, and just a little bit, it's happy here.
Very happy.
And this is a Polyandrococcus caudicens. I like the blunt way the leaves, and very slow growing, but it'll be pretty if it survives all what we're going through.
The various black tea plants here, which have struggled. And our neighbor behind us.
Well, here's the watermelon crown shaft palm, Camberonia macrocarpa, from New Caledonia, I guess. This kind of looks like a watermelon. We do have a few citrus trees here. There's a grapefruit tree. This lime tree has produced just limes continually all year. It's a Tahiti lime. We make lime chiffon pies a lot. And there are other varieties of mangoes. This mango baby here produces a fruit. You can eat the skin of the fruit of this one if it ever produces. That may be called a mapang or something like that. But here's a kind of a rare bamboo that has little stripes on its culms. This one is from Sumatra. It just has a number, so not a species name. But it's from the area of Sumatra that had really bad earthquakes sometime back. Here's a little palm. Oh, that is pretty tall.
Another tea plant.
That giant philodendron there, Emerald Duke, we grew from a tiny cutting and it just
that we stole. Oh. That we stole from Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, that's a cutting from a cutting we borrowed from overgrowth at a medical center. We probably should show our little Chilean wine palm. Like Chile, colder climates in South America, used to be considered very rare. Produces very tiny coconuts, but it is a distant relative of the coconut palm.
Cardamom, ginger, doing very well.
Oh yeah, too well. Our storm knocked over this baby and we trimmed it back, and you see it's coming back. The bing tree has leaves at least.
Macaranga.
Yeah, that's another name for its leaves are this big around, at least a meter across.
Acerola cherry tree. No fruit.
There was one on the ground this morning that a bird had eaten. Anyway, here's the Caryoda zebrina, who has the only one that has stripes on its petioles. But it has the typical fishtail leaflets here. And there's a mule fern. This was a very tiny one.
Mule's foot fern.
We borrowed from some park too.
Manoa Valley in Honolulu. This is a tree fern eventually. It's very, very large.
Here's a palm that it's the only species in its genus that's from Belize. I think they call it a white pimento palm. The seeds are round and white. Very, very pretty and delicate stems, you see. Very nice. When that grows up, that'll be probably something valuable.
Spiny wanga palm.
Oh yeah.
It didn't come down in the storm, unfortunately.
Yeah, they can grow as much as 120 feet high. Some weed things here.
It has enough thorns on it to choke a horse.
You see the albizia tree across the street from here? How huge?
Yep.
That grew from a tiny weed.
And our chocolate pods.
Yeah, cocoa
Pod
trees back there.
And James's favorite here.
Oh yeah, sometimes we call this a green egg palm. Let's see, kind of long name. Carpoxylum macrospermum from Vanuatu, the island of Vanuatu. There's nice recurved fronds here that are just beautiful. I have a coffee cup with a picture of this palm. I like it so much.